The Empress Code, Theodora. Today, this workshop becomes a portal to the year 532. We are traveling to the golden mosaics of Constantinople, a world of luxury and deadly betrayal. Today, I will shape this clay into a vessel. I will mold it just as life molded the charisma of Theodora. Watch how a circus dancer became the most powerful woman of her era. It happened through the fire of trials, just like this clay. We're going to talk about a woman who proved one thing: your beginning does not dictate your end. Theodora started at the very bottom. She was the daughter of a bear keeper, a woman with a past that society punished. Yet, she became the voice of an empire when the men around her lost their courage. This video is more than a story. It is a visual ritual for your resilience. As my hands work the clay, sync with the energy of a woman who knew how to rise. Today, we learn her secrets, how she saved an empire with a single sentence, the mystery of her marble skin and her violet baths, and how you can find your own center when your world falls apart. We are awakening the Empress within you. Get ready. The depths from which few return. Look at this clay. At the start, it's just a lump of earth, unrefined. Most people see only dirt. That was Theodora's youth. She performed on the arena floor. People looked down on her with contempt. But beneath the stage makeup, there was an intellect. It was sharper than a dagger. Evening, a noisy hall. This isn't theater. This isn't art. This is a cabaret. A cheap show for the masses. A circus for tired, angry men. The air is thick with wine and sweat. The people didn't come to watch. They came to consume. Theodora steps onto the stage. She wears a short tunic with feathers, bright, cheap, worn out. This is how actresses dressed. They were not even considered women. In Byzantium, an actress was at the absolute bottom. A woman without a name, without respect, without a future. They were forbidden from marrying men of influence. Their words meant nothing. In the front row, an old man, drunk. He flips a copper coin between his fingers. He looks at her like she's a piece of meat. Someone whistles. Someone laughs. Someone tosses a coin at her feet. Sometimes a rotten fruit. Sometimes a cup. This is normal here. It's part of the performance. Theodora grinds her teeth. She doesn't lower her eyes. Her body moves, but her mind is already far away. She knows this stage is not her peak. It is only material, like clay before it finds its center. Bridging the abyss. But how did a girl from the arena reach the throne? One day, Theodora decided she was worthy of more. In the dead of night, she fled the circus. She vanished into the harsh sands of the Libyan desert. Among silent monks, she did exactly what I am doing now. She erased her old form completely. She traded the stage for raw wool and spun it day after day in total silence. This labor became her meditation. Her hands grew calloused. Her mind became cold as a desert night. She studied philosophy and logic with the wisest hermits. She was preparing for battles of a different kind, palace battles. She learned to be silent, and that silence became her strongest armor. When she returned, she was no longer a dancer. She was a woman who owned her silence. She lived in a modest house. She kept spinning wool. This quiet presence captivated Justinian. He didn't meet her at a banquet. He met her at work. He saw a woman who was self-sufficient. It was the only form the future emperor could not resist. The ritual of marble. Entering the palace, Theodora did not relax. Every look was a test of strength. She turned self-care into a state strategy. Her mornings began in silence. Her skin was rubbed with white lily oil. She used a blend of crushed pearls. This was not decoration. Pearl powder created a controlled, almost unreal glow. She wanted to resemble marble, cold, flawless, eternal. She bathed in violet water. Scent is a form of invisible power. People sensed her calm before she even entered a room. She refined her image as carefully as I refine the rim of this vessel. If the world remembers your dirt, you must shine so precisely that it takes their breath away. The moment of truth, the purple shroud. The clay rises now. This is the moment of colossal pressure. The year is 532. Constantinople looks like hell. The Nika riots consume the streets. Can you hear the roar? Cedar beams crack inside Hagia Sophia. The sky turns black with ash. The air tastes bitter. People who once bowed to the emperor now demand his head. Inside the palace, fear paralyzes everyone. Justinian and his generals pack their gold. They whisper about ships in the harbor. They want to flee. They want to survive as nobodies. Then she steps forward, the girl from the circus. She knows real hunger and real fear. She does not need armor. She puts on her heaviest gold necklaces. Emeralds spark in the reflection of the fires. She looks like eternity. Her voice cuts through the panic. Purple is the noblest shroud. A shroud is the cloth for the journey into eternity. Purple was the color of gods and kings, the color of ultimate power. With these words, Theodora challenges death. She tells the men that power is not a privilege. It is your skin. It is your essence. She chooses dignity over survival. Her calm sobers them. The panic stops. Her inner verticality holds the empire together. In your life, moments will come when you must choose your own shroud. Do not fear the purple. Do not fear a high bar. Your self-worth is the only thing that does not burn. Hold your center. When you stand for who you are, the world bows. Let go of your doubts, just as I cut this vessel from the wheel. Leave a comment below. What is your greatest strength today? And subscribe to remind yourself every day that you deserve the very best, no matter where you started.